Hey guys, this is just me right now. Matt is currently on his way to Mississippi or Tennessee, one of those two, with Mariachi Relampago. So this episode was recorded prior to Thanksgiving. This is actually the second half of episode 24 that came out earlier this week on Monday. So that was we recorded what you're about to hear, I believe November 14th. And it's been difficult trying to get everything to come out with school and all the other things going on. But this one is finally coming out. And so we get into the topic, the question people have been asking, I guess ever since we started, did we rip off charrobeans? I don't know. I guess you guys decide that over the next 30, 40 minutes of Matt and I ranting about what we think about that and what they said about us in their Halloween episode. But so this will be the second to the last episode of the season for season 1. There will be one more episode to come out Monday. And after that would be season 2, which will be a little bit different from what you guys are used to. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to catch us for season 2. So this is episode 26 of Los Mariachi Sagas. We'll see you guys later.
No. Oh, you know what? I kind of remember what happened. I remember what gig it was. What Jane was talking about. It used to be on a podcast.
What?
I don't remember what happened, but I remember where it was. And you know what? Yeah. Asael got mad on Saturday because you know how he does his show?
Yeah.
His Juan Gabriel show. He was doing Inocente Pobre Amigo. He gets really into it and being all flirty with all the guys and stuff. He was at the very end of the song where it says y no puedes what is it? Y no puedes engañarme. But he takes a pause in between that, and during the pause, this is at the end where he did his whole show and everything, and already like in the character, because it's kind of basically a character that you're playing. This guy Chris gets his violin bow and then just
did you spank him?
No. The other way.
Oh.
He just poked Asael right in the back. And Asael freaked out. He wasn't expecting that. And then Asael kind of, I guess, broke character. And then he was like, you ruined the moment. And he was just saying now they're all gonna believe me or something. He finished the song and everything, but even after that, he was just like, he looked at Chris and he just kept shaking his head, putting his head down. He was like, wait, don't do that.
Maybe it never mind.
We're just like, well, stop acting like that. No,
Chris woke the beast.
Yeah, that was our third hour.
That's funny, dude.
That hour was it's kind of fun. They had some dogs. They're we're running around. They're barking at Chris actually. Little tiny chihuahuas.
Oh, I hate chihuahuas, man. God damn it.
Chris was all scared. No, he wasn't scared.
He was shaking more than the Chihuahua. Yeah, I hate him, dude.
Well, Chris?
No, the Chihuahua.
The Chihuahuas. Well, Chris kind of like a Chihuahua.
Yeah, I guess so, because he's
small.
smaller, right?
Small, barks.
He barks.
We that was yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
One weekend. Oh yeah, so the quinceañera we played at. This is Sunday, and it was at La Palapa, which is a restaurant North Austin.
Yeah.
And it was just basically like a lunch dinner. But this girl, she, she looked very different with the mask and without the mask. But like a completely different person.
Oh, okay.
Because with the mask on, she looked like older. Because I guess the way she had her makeup done with her eyes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And with her mask off, she looked like a little girl.
Huh.
But what was interesting was she had tattoos. And so quinceañera means you're turning 15.
Right.
A 15-year-old girl has tattoos.
I've seen that before. No.
They were very big and noticeable.
Really?
Like one was on her her collarbone.
Oh shit.
Going across her chest.
Yeah.
The other was on her forearm. Like big name. I didn't know what it said.
Yeah, that's
And
crazy.
then another was on her wrist. On the back side of her wrist. Or the front. And it was some kind of design or...
You don't see that very often, but I've seen it before.
Yeah, I've seen people, younger people with tattoos.
They're so young. Yeah.
But she's 15. I mean, the only way she can get those is with
Illegally. Yeah.
is parents' permission, or do them illegally. Somebody that will do it for you.
Somebody that you know.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
But I was like, damn. Her parents either let her do that or she did it.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, if she did it on her own, surprisingly still had a quinceañera for her.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe the parents gave her permission.
Maybe the parents did it.
Right.
They're tattoo artists.
They're like, you don't have my permission, but I'll do it for you. If the price is right. Dang.
We've had the Carlton episode
Yeah.
shot up like crazy,
I bet, dude. Carlton's he's very well known.
but it got into the top 5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is number 1? No.
Number 1 still should be. I'll check the pilot.
Okay.
Our very first episode.
Huh.
That's almost always going to be the first because one, it was the first, and every new listener they'll usually check out the first episode.
Yeah.
But Carlton's is still number 5. Magic Mike is 4. No, Mike Guzman, number
Magic
4.
Mike.
So you should have introduced Miguel Guzman.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if you've seen the movie.
Magic Mike.
Number 3 is episode 2. That one was interesting. Number 2 is Alejandro.
Huh.
And number 1 is the pilot.
Still the pilot.
I was starting to pull away actually.
Uh-oh.
But our top cities, still San Antonio, number 1. Yeah, there's no way that's changing anytime soon. Look at these numbers.
Oh, that's a lot of people. Like the numbers on the right, that's people that listen?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's a lot of listeners.
Like San Antonio is way ahead of everybody else.
Wow. There's a lot in Colorado. What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know what's up or who's listening. I mean, they're probably listening, right now because Centennial, Colorado is number 3. And they just, whoever it is or a group of people just started listening 4 weeks ago.
That's interesting, dude. That's freaking crazy.
Number 2 is Austin. 4 is Houston, which is interesting because they hadn't been in the top. And San Marcos, Washington, Edinburgh, Dallas, McAllen, and Virginia are top 10.
That's crazy, man. What the heck? Dang.
Yeah. We got a lot of California people with Alejandro. And even some with the Monica episode.
Yeah.
She got her people over there.
Her peeps.
Oh,
Yeah, go check that one out if you haven't listened yet. She gives some good insight on her life and the...
Yeah. The UT director and then all of our female listeners. I don't know how many female listeners we have. I think we do have a good amount, though. The past couple weeks have been really busy, though. Remember, Matt?
Yeah. I mean, I've been so busy that I can't remember any of the gigs apparently that I've done. Gee, that's frustrating, man. The only one I remember is probably the one I did yesterday. That was a 2-hour. Was that what do you call it? A charreada?
Oh,
But it was like hidden. Like we couldn't even find it. It was pretty hard to find the place.
you ever been to a cockfight?
Never been.
You ever seen one?
No.
Crazy. They get intense.
Really?
Well, especially when the rooster dies and then someone gets mad and starts shooting up the place. Now those are pretty common in the valley.
Shit.
Well, I mean, really anywhere there's
What
common
if they
here.
do un gallero?
Yeah.
And they start playing that song.
It's just that around because of the boxing gym I go to. There, you know, what I mean, I go there. I mean, as often as I can, and there's always new people coming in and out, and so there's like classes that happen, and there was usually either before or after class, everybody will like kind of sit around each other and just start talking.
Yeah.
And there's this new girl that joined, and she's saying she's like from Seattle, and she said herself, she was like, "Yeah, I'm like a typical white girl." She literally said that. She's like,
Okay.
"Yeah, like skiing, and surfing." And
She goes to Starbucks.
and then I was like, I can't relate. I was like, I bet you've never. I didn't say that I was gonna say it. But I was like, it sounded bad. I was like, well, I bet you've never been to a cockfight.
Yeah, that's not a good thing to say. First impression. That's
well,
funny.
she just needs to be familiar with the culture down here
Yeah, that's true.
because it's not there is no skiing over here.
I mean, yeah. Oh yeah, you're no skiing.
But
Water ski.
then this other girl talked about how she got pulled over by the police. She's a teacher. This girl had no insurance, no driver's license, an expired driver's license actually. She was speeding in a school zone.
Oh my god.
And she's a teacher.
Oh no.
And she got no ticket. She just, I guess, she batted her eyes and flipped her hair for the cop.
Right.
And cop felt bad or something. And then I was telling her about the time I got pulled over.
Dang.
And she was like, oh, yeah, you know, my experience wasn't so bad. Like, yeah, it wasn't so bad.
Yeah, of course. You didn't even get a ticket. I mean, neither of y'all did, but yours is pretty.
Yeah, well, my ticket would have been
A little
bad.
too much.
But as one thing I'll talk about quickly is at that time, it was last week actually, I sparred at the gym.
Uh-huh.
And I sparred against a girl.
What?
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, is that not okay, Matt?
no, I'm not saying
Matt
like
saying
there's
girls
anything
can't-
wrong with it. It's still out there. No, I'm not saying that at all. I'm just surprised because I don't know, dude. Like, I would be afraid to hit them, you know?
Yeah, Alex told me not to hit her.
He told you, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, I tried not to. But so I'm about to say what happened.
Why did you get angry?
No. So Alex started doing this thing where you can spar. For like, you know, he teaches on Monday, Wednesday at the boxing gym. And he's like, whoever does a class and you want to stay afterwards and spar, you can. And we didn't think like, honestly, anybody was going to stay. Maybe like 4 people. There was a lot. There was like 12.
Shit.
That stayed.
A lot of angry people.
And actually, I didn't even do the class. I was, but I showed up late because I forgot my mouthpiece.
Oh,
So I had to go back home and get it. So I show up, and I'm all suited up, have my cup on, my. Oh yeah, by the way, if you spar, wear a cup. Don't be stupid.
Why?
Well, imagine you're there fighting with somebody, and then someone throws an uppercut, and then just goes too low,
Weak sauce.
and it just hits you, and you fall to the ground.
Weak sauce, man.
Oh yeah, because you got the
You
steel.
got balls of steel, man.
You do. So they're falling on the ground and stuff.
Nah, just
Wear a
kidding.
cup, mouthpiece, and headgear. And he put me up against. I didn't start off right away. He split the ring in half, diagonally, because there's so many people and we only have one ring. He put me first up against this guy named Gerald, who's been there for a few years. And this guy's just really strong. Like, not like big, but he's just really fit and always training. Man, this guy does not know what light sparring is.
He's going harder.
We get in there and he just starts throwing these bombs at me. I'm like, I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I'm not mentally in the mindset to spar hard against someone right now. So I had to start hitting hard back. And so I do. And then he was like switching us off, kind of like a tournament style type of thing. But it was just kind of rotating people in. So I stay for 3 rounds. First, go up against Gerald. And then this kid who, it was literally his first time sparring ever. And he had just started like doing the classes like last week.
Yeah.
And he still got in there. It's crazy. But he did okay. He was nervous or scared to throw punches. Again, with him, I didn't really throw much except at the end where I got him really good in the stomach. It took the air out of him. But there's this girl who used to spar apparently. She's also from the valley. Well,
Yeah.
she's from like Santa Rosa, which is a small city in the valley.
Mm-hmm.
And she does a class. I had never talked to this girl or met her or anything, but Alex says that she wanted to spar.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, okay, get in there. I didn't know I was going to spar her until it actually happened. I was already in the ring.
Shit.
And he was like, hey, get in there. Her name's Jessica. And she gets in there. And before we start, she comes up to me. And she like whispers in my ear. She's like, hey, just don't knock me out.
Damn.
Because she had just seen me spar Gerald.
Yeah.
And we were going at it.
Yeah.
We were clinching each other, throwing each other and stuff. And I was like, okay. And Alex tells me, he's like, hey,
Knock her out.
hit her
He's like,
really,
"Hey, knock her
really
out."
hard. Make sure she doesn't want to come back.
Dang, dude.
No, he was like, just don't hit her. Just, move around, work on your defense, move your head. And so I did for the most part. But I mean, she also has to learn, to defend herself
Yeah.
and take some hits. I didn't hit her in the head. I don't think so, or not hard. But so I had to do a lot of pivoting. And the thing is, I'm left-handed. So my stance is different from hers. She's right-handed. So we'll clash a lot. And so I was trying to pivot around her. When I pivoted, I threw like a straight left punch. And I hit her right in the chest.
Oh, no.
And when I hit her right in the chest, she was like, oh.
Oh, shit.
She bent over for a bit. She was like, oh. And she kept going. And then I did it again.
Oh, my God, dude.
But the thing is, it wasn't on purpose, right?
Yeah.
But there's not a lot of area to punch.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you're pitching against someone that's like 5'1".
Mm.
You know how small that batter's box is?
Yeah.
It's just really tiny to get that ball in there, that punch. There's not a lot of room from her chest to her belly button because you can't hit below the belly button.
Right.
And so I hit her in the chest twice. But she was good. She was all cool about it.
Yeah. I think I might have seen her before. Is she kind of a bigger girl?
No.
Like she
No,
got big legs?
Not really.
The other day, there was this girl. She was like, she looked really athletic, dude, and she had like tree trunks for legs, man. She was ready to kill somebody, man.
That might have been Katia. Cat. That might have been the one that got pulled over.
Oh, really?
Was she tall?
Yeah, she was pretty tall, man.
Yeah,
she was a big girl.
That's Cat.
Yeah. She looked really athletic, man.
Yeah, she works out her legs like every day.
Every day.
She does squats and stuff. But no, this girl. The other thing is there was also the reason I want to punch her. So I'm like 165.
Yeah.
She was nowhere like more than 120.
Oh, okay.
Probably less than 120.
Oh, okay.
I'm like 40 pounds, more than 40 pounds heavier than her.
Yeah, a punch from you will send her probably in the next week or something.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way that it's just that unfair. The weight. If we were closer in weight, because we're about the same height, but I weighed like way more than her.
Yeah.
So I'm like that's not fair.
Yeah.
At all.
Imagine, dude. Imagine if she's like that, and she starts knocking you around, dude.
She stood in there. She didn't run away.
Yeah.
And that was a surprising thing. Nobody like turned their head, or nobody like turned around or started running
away.
Yeah. And it was a lot of people's first time sparring.
Yeah.
So that was a good thing. But nobody.
It's tiring, man. It is so tiring.
Yeah, getting in there.
It's very tiring.
But we, I mean, she did good. I might spar again today.
You're going today?
Yeah, he says he wants to do it Monday, Wednesday.
Oof.
But we are done. No, we got to talk about the guys that have been talking about us on.
Oh.
So we got called out.
Man.
Huh? I don't know. Audrey told me not to say nothing.
Oh, really?
Well, she said to be nice about it.
Be nice.
And I was like, but would you be nice about it?
She's like, let's not talk about that. This isn't about me.
It's always about. No, I gotta cut that out. No, I was talking to Audrey last night, and I was showing her about the video that I mean their podcast, Charrobeans podcast, that talked about us on their. It was their Halloween episode, and this is how long we haven't recorded.
Yeah, it's been a while. We've been slacking.
We haven't recorded since they uploaded that episode, and I mean we've been uploading, but we haven't
We had those recordings stacked and ready. Let's just say that.
Yeah, for
the ones that we released since for situations like last week.
Yeah, and that week off we took.
Yeah,
but it doesn't really start with them as much. It was, I guess, the person who asked the question, right?
Yeah.
Who said that do they feel ripped off?
Mm-hmm.
And what I found really funny is that whoever that was, I don't know who runs the group, but it was from the Valley.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait. You should be listening to us more. Be not from the Valley.
9 from 6.
Freaking these traders.
I'm not from the Valley.
Everybody's hating over there.
Yeah.
You're not. But they're from North Texas. North Texas and the Valley are two different worlds.
It's pretty far.
It's like 10 hours.
Difference.
No, but I mean, these guys, Sammy was saying how it's very similar to their podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you want to say similar in the sense that it's two guys that talk about mariachi. Well, I guess, yeah. I mean, it is. But that's as far as the similarities go. I mean, we upload twice a week. It's already different. We have a guest every single week. They've had 3.
At least one.
What?
At least one guest a week.
Yeah. We have at least one guest a week. So we've had 2 at one point. But anyways, they've had 3 guests like total.
Yeah.
And I try to change the format. I upload different places. One, we don't do video, even though people ask for it.
We're too lazy.
No, you know what? Honestly, it's coming soon because I think I actually finally figured it out
Ooh.
to start doing video.
Oh, yeah, dude.
So you gotta get cleaned up and shaved.
What you mean? I look fine.
No facial hair on camera.
Yeah, hell no. I'm done. I quit.
All right, we need a new co-host. Whoever's listening. No, we upload twice a week, and so Sammy mentioned how it was a couple months after,
Yeah.
and what he didn't mention, either he doesn't know or didn't realize or whatever. I wasn't in the Austin area until August. Right, because I was living
It's literally, we started literally when you came back the same weekend.
Yeah, so I moved back, let's say August 23rd. The first episode was uploaded like August 29th.
Yeah. Like 3-4 days later.
Yeah, as soon as I get here.
Because you got here on Friday, right?
Yeah, was it Friday or Saturday?
And we started on Monday?
We recorded, that Monday.
Yeah.
And then it was uploaded on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. School just started.
Yeah.
I remember that.
It was literally just, I was waiting to get back here because there was no way Matt and I could do it if I wasn't here.
Yeah.
And there's nobody really in the valley that I could do it with.
Yeah.
So he's saying like a couple months after, well, I wasn't here those couple months that they started.
Yeah.
And what I keep forgetting to upload on Instagram, I uploaded this week, is I still have footage. Remember when I had my camera and was recording?
Yeah.
I still have that footage. And some of Jarek's stupid rants.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you still have a video?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I got a video.
Dude, you need to send me that
Just
video
listening.
because I forget what it was about, but I know it was really stupid and funny.
It's about nothing, literally. It's just gibberish and he's cussing up a storm for no reason. He's just drunk. He was drunk.
He was drunk. Yeah. But I have clips and footage from stuff that I had already started recording from a year ago, but I never uploaded. And I moved. I moved in December or January. So there's no way I could start.
Yeah.
And then the other thing is it's saying that it's, very similar or no, not similar, but he's saying that how, when you have an idea and it just kind of other people will copy it.
Yeah.
Well, originally I got this idea for the podcast from Jason.
The Mariachi podcast?
The Mariachi podcast, which has been around for years.
Yeah.
Way before Charrobeans.
Yeah.
He's been doing, at one point he had like Steve Carrillo and like the old Cobra members.
Shit.
Other people from over there where he used to live at, like Arizona and stuff.
Mm.
He had people over there. And he had been doing that podcast for a while now. So, really, I guess that's where I had the idea to start a podcast. But his was different.
Mm.
Jason's was more, having these guests and kind of tell the story of Mariachi. I guess, in a way, it combined both because our Saturday episodes are more about, history of Mariachi or guests or their experiences or what Mariachi's like. And then weekdays is just more what Mariachi's like just in general with gigs.
Yeah.
What goes on. Yeah, what goes on in life.
Yeah.
And so saying that we're similar, nah.
Well, it's our own experiences, and I think Victor had mentioned it in their podcast. So that in itself, we're not really similar.
Yeah.
Our experiences are totally different. And like I explained to him one time, was we thought we'd make one for this area. Because gigging over here versus up there, North Texas is very different. I know people who have gigged in both settings, and they could vouch the same. Gigging in the valley I bet would be different. I've never been than gigging over here. So
it is, and I think we need to start a war.
Nah, we don't need no war, man. But
You know
no,
my
I mean
voice.
I remember you actually would talk about doing this. I mean, because we would go to gigs and come back from gig. I used to ride with you because my car was. I preferred not to drive that far.
Yeah.
So you would take me to gigs in your car, and on the way and then on the way back to and from, we would listen to podcasts. You know,
Yeah.
that's all we did. And so I think you had mentioned the idea
Mm-hmm.
of creating a mariachi podcast. That was one of the reasons. Another reason you said was, like I said earlier, doing one for just for this area. You know, so
It is. You know what I found a video of? It was one time you and I were driving, and it was this, I think, 20 minutes of us just sitting in the car talking.
what were we
I
talking
had
about?
the camera. I don't remember.
I remember that though. Yeah,
I just had the camera, and we were driving to a gig.
you
or
had just
driving
gotten
home.
that camera, right?
Yeah, because I got it around this time last year.
Yeah, yeah. It's fancy.
I still have it. It's actually in my car somewhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I have some old footage in there. Upload it, even timestamp it just for proof.
Yeah, yeah.
People don't believe me. No, but we'll say that we're better. No, you know what I was gonna say is we're more attractive than they are.
Attractive.
Yeah. Nah, so, I mean, Sammy and Victor, they're cool. Like they said, I mean, I've played with Sammy. Have you ever done gigs with Sammy?
I've never played with Sammy or Victor actually, but I was hoping to play with Sammy when I came to Texas State, and that's the reason why I wanted to audition on just guitar.
Mm-hmm.
But I ended up doing both guitar and viola. I took the viola. I was like, maybe who knows, you know, maybe it'll give me a shot. I don't know. So I ended up taking that, but my original plan was to just audition on guitar in hopes of playing alongside Sammy.
You know,
And it never happened.
you know, Sophia had that same dream
She
with
did?
you.
With me,
Yeah, but then you quit.
I suck though.
Yeah, but I mean, you still. But she was
I still played alongside her. Eventually.
eventually.
Sophia, she's cool.
She's like, it's not the same, you know. But I wonder what if things would have been different if because I didn't have a vihuela at that time.
Oh, really?
I didn't own one.
Yeah.
I had one, but I had sold it right
Oh,
before
shit.
I moved over here. So I just had my guitar.
Oh shit.
So I wonder what if it would have been different. Let's say
Yeah.
if I would have auditioned on vihuela and
Yeah.
you would have just auditioned on guitar.
That would have made things for sure different. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, and the fact that you were singing.
That's why I wanted to too,
that's
just to
for
play
Christmas.
guitar, play alongside Sammy and maybe even Robert, but he didn't even audition that year.
Yeah,
And then and be able to sing, you know.
yeah.
But you know, things don't happen your way. But
Maybe.
anyways, like they're both really cool guys. Victor I met a couple years back, and they're both really cool. I mean,
Mhm.
through I remember listening to the podcast to theirs,
Oh, there's
and I was actually falling asleep, but I heard our name through the headphone,
oh yeah.
and that's when I like woke up, like, whoa, shit, like we got a first shout out, you know.
Yeah, it only
fellow
took 3 months.
podcast guys, yeah. Anyways, I heard the name and I rewinded it and I heard what they were saying and I was like, I was like, damn, that kind of stung, cause you know I admire both those guys, man. Like they're super like good musicians, you know. They're very talented, you know. Probably,
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the best, you know. So, like to hear from them, I was like, well, shit, like cause that. And I actually texted Sammy after I heard it. I texted you first.
Yeah.
I texted you. I was
I
like,
didn't even know.
"E."
Dude.
I was like, these guys, they're talking about it. We got a shout out in their podcast, you know. And I guess you went to listen to it. You responded pretty quickly too. I don't know how you found it or what.
I you know, honestly, I assumed it's gonna be at the end. I was like, it's gonna be at the end, so I just skipped
Shit.
to the end.
You responded really quick. You're like, damn, what the hell?
I was like, these.
Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I kind of stung hearing it from those guys. It's kind of disappointed, but like I said, man, you know, it's cool because I texted Sammy after. I was like, hey, man, you know, we didn't mean any like disrespect by doing a podcast, you know, like we understand that you guys like started doing it. You know, we don't want to be disrespectful because it's another podcast about mariachi, you know.
Mm-hmm.
We just wanted to make something full of our experiences. Because for one, there are not a lot. I think Joe Vaca said it first, like he's surprised that not a lot of people do this thing. He told us, I guess, off recording or whatever. He's surprised that, you know, a lot of people don't do this, and he thinks it's really cool, you know. And I was surprised that a lot of people didn't do it because mariachi, I think Monica had touched on it. It's very unique, you know, in many ways. But at the same time, a lot of mariachis, they can just relate, you know, and especially ones in our area. So that's what I told. I said, like, hey, you know, didn't mean any disrespect by making another one, but we just wanted to make one for, you know, like our peeps here in this area, you know, anybody who could relate over here. And then again, Alex like thought of the idea, you know, a while back. So, and you know, and then just kind of like showing them love, you know, for what they've done, because their podcast is pretty badass too, you know. Like they even got video, they got you know, all this cool stuff going on. So, no, like just that, and he responded like, "Nah, man, like it's cool. It's just, you know, it's pretty much in the end, it's mariachi content, you know." So,
yeah, you know, when we started this, I was honestly, I was like expecting something like that was gonna happen eventually. So I was like, you know.
yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But
no, but for me, like the reason why it kind of stung a bit was because like he was like, "No, I found it." What he said was he found it sus, like suspicious.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah.
used the word sus.
Yeah.
And
he was like, "Oh, we need to have an emergency meeting about this, Victor."
yeah,
This is fucked up.
it's sus. You know.
Yeah.
So you know the biggest difference.
That's kind of how I took it. Yeah.
The biggest difference between our podcast and theirs is we don't use the word sus or bet.
Yeah, we're not
Or finna.
culturally polished, or what do you call it?
Or hella. Whatever the word Sammy uses.
No, but those guys are, you know, they've done some pretty cool stuff and great stuff, and
yeah, I mean they still do it. And what's crazy, they've been consistent.
Yeah, they're consistent
all these months.
Yeah, man. No, if anything, like, yeah, I guess, you know, I don't know. It happens everywhere, you know. I mean, I guess, like you said, ideas are replicated or whatnot. But who's to say that when we started this, is what I'm trying to say, is not one time did their podcast come to mind whenever, like, we tried this. Like, Alex literally showed up to my house and was like, hey, you know, you want to do this? And I was like, I didn't believe him until the moment he was like putting up the mics and shit. And I was like, oh, I guess we're doing this. Like, I just thought it was cool. You know, I'm excited. But not once were we trying to, in any way, like copy them or try to sound like them, you know?
Yeah. I mean,
or do what they do.
I would have called it Charrobeans too if it was.
Right. Yeah.
If we were trying to copy them.
If anything, you know, like we're like, you know, they're the OGs. We can't. There's no way we can follow that, you know. So.
Oh, we can get them canceled.
Dang.
Start setting up rumors.
Chingo.
Let's make rumors about them.
No. But much love to those guys, man. They did a good job.
Yeah, maybe you'll see a collab one day. I don't think Sammy's down for that though.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, man. Because I think, like I said, they're both really cool guys. And have pretty good relationships.
You know, and I mean, Jason actually reached out for us to be on his podcast.
Oh yeah, dang, that'd be cool too, man.
That'd be cool if all three of us are on there.
Yeah.
But we need like
it's like a
separation
podcast party. Oh yeah, we need the separation glass.
Yeah.
6 feet.
Because then we'll start throwing hands. Oh, we should start throwing hands on that podcast.
What the?
Because Jason also does video.
Oh, really? Yeah,
and we can just, dude, I'll get so many likes and views.
Yeah.
Can you throw some hands against you'd take Victor, right? Nah.
No violence. No violence.
No violence. Oh, wear a cup and
Yes, though.
headgear. As long as you got a cup and headgear, we're all good.
I mean, I've been fine. With
Obvious.
it.
What? Oh, without a cup?
But yeah,
Well, that's because nobody's been trying to hit you.
balls of steel, baby.
When someone tries to hit you back, it's different.
Yeah, that's true.
You're scared.
Yeah, but I mean, that's our take on that. You know.
Yeah, I wonder how long people have been waiting for us to talk about.
Yeah.
I don't know. Has anybody told you about it?
I think no, nobody has told me about it. No, nobody has told me about that. I just happen to listen because I do listen to them because for one, like I know them and I find like their podcast pretty interesting too. So I want to like, like they're cool, I think they're cool. And I always like to listen in on their experiences as well. And I think that the guests that they have had on there are very interesting. So yeah, I keep up with them. And I think I consider them friends. I don't know how they consider me, but
to you, Sammy's you're that guy that took his job.
nah.
Well, you stole a spot at Texas State.
Uh,
Kind of did. Well, I mean, you didn't, but Lopez gave it to you.
yeah, that was out of my hands. Literally.
You accepted it though. You could have said, "No, you know what? Sammy's better than me. I'll give it to him." But you're like,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
if never mind. I'm not. No comment on that.
I mean, if someone gave me $1 million, then I'll take it.
That's a good way to put it, but yeah, I think I would too. I mean, I just didn't know what the fuck happened, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, nobody really knew until later. Well, I mean, Sammy knew right away, but
yeah,
I didn't find out what actually happened until later.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, like I told Sammy, no disrespect to those guys,
Yeah, I mean, their podcast and it's cool. When it first came out, what was it like? June or July?
Yeah, I was excited, dude. I even texted him. I was like, "Yo, this is badass."
One of those two. Yeah, I was like, wow, this
It's really
is
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, the biggest thing that resonated with me, and I guess everybody else who also listens like to this podcast and theirs, and even like Jason told me, and Jason used to live out in Arizona. How experiences in mariachi in general, they're actually very similar. You experience
a lot of people can
the
relate.
same stuff,
Yeah.
even though you're hundreds or thousands of miles in different locations.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of it, still pretty similar. You still got clients that are super drunk, they want to fight,
Yeah.
or they people still sing mariachi loco everywhere.
Yeah. But because we're different people and obviously we play with different groups
Yeah,
and we, obviously our own experiences are going to be different.
yeah, and the way we see things, even like you and I, who have been in the exact same gig situation, we could view it completely different ways.
Yeah. Like, that guy that got hit by Jarek, like he was totally okay with that, but I would have hit him if that would happen to me, Like that's the example of like, we're just.
And imagine if he would have crashed into your El Camino.
Oh,
Into the El Camino.
I mean, first of all, his car would have been destroyed.
His car would have been messed up.
Because mine is straight like, steel, bro. And plus, I got a little hitch on the back of the Camino that would have fucked up his bumper. Dude. But like, I would have been so mad, dude. I would have. Fuck.
Just put your headgear on. I know.
Yeah, dude. And that time we're throwing hands. Yeah. But like I said, just we're different.
Yeah, we're
different.
But this is this the end, Matt?
I guess so.
You ready?
I guess that's a pretty good note to end on. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna
I don't know how many podcasts I'm gonna make out of this one.
Yeah, dude.
I don't know if we're gonna be able to record next week. So I was like, you know what? Let's.
And just in case, happy Thanksgiving. This is our happy Thanksgiving to you guys.
So this is our Thanksgiving episode, and so Matt and I aren't together right now.
At this moment.
At this moment, we're in two different locations.
Eating turkey. Leftovers by now. Leftovers.
And we still wanted to upload because, you know, all our loyal listeners love to hear us speak. Even though...
No, we do thank you guys for coming in and listening, you know. Like I said, we understand there's another podcast out there, you know. Go listen to them. Go listen to us, you know. Like Sammy told me, it's all mariachi content, and you know, to be honest, man, it's all love here.
Yeah, I mean, what can we do? There's no point in trying to bring down another something that's trying to do the same thing we are.
Yeah, man. So it's all mariachi content in the end.
But I'll push that button right there.
That's the right one? I thought it was the red one. Shit.
The red one's the intro.
Oh, okay.
Two difference. But this has been episode 22 of Los Mariachi Sagas. I want to thank you all guys for listening. We got some more guests coming up. And then we'll see you all next week, hopefully.
See you guys.